Hey everyone, welcome to the ranking. Here's my ranking of the Assassin's Creed games from my least favorite to my favorite. I had a recommendation, a few recommendations actually, to do this ranking. It's interesting. I've been playing a lot of Assassin's Creed lately, so this ranking is very convenient for me. And I know a lot of people love this franchise, and I'm very nervous to do this ranking because again, it's a very loved franchise. There's some games people find very overrated, very underrated, and like if you talk shit about this game, you're a fucking asshole and shit like that. But it's all subjective, people. And in this ranking, I'm only going to be talking about a handful of Assassin's Creed games because there's so many of them. There's fucking too many of them. And then there's like independent ones. Some were for like the PSP and like PC and shit. There's like all these side Assassin's Creed. Like you can't even keep up with them. So I'm only doing a handful of the games that I've played throughout my time of existing while playing video games. I guess that makes sense. But whatever, let's get to it. Coming at number 9 is Freedom Cry, the worst Assassin's Creed in this fucker's opinion. It's boring, it's dull, has shitty characters, it looks dated. It looked dated when it came out, but just looks even more dated now. It just kind of is a cop-out of a lot of the other Assassin's Creed games. The plot isn't interesting, the worlds aren't cool, and I think it's just a waste of time and good money. So Freedom Cry, the worst one. Number 8 is Syndicate, the second worst one, which a lot of people think it is the worst one. I don't blame them because it's just as cheap, dated as Freedom Cry. But I had to pick one that was the least favorite, so I just flipped a coin and I picked Freedom Cry. So both equally shit, though. So Syndicate, pile of ass. Anyways, number 7. This is when it gets controversial. Origins. I think it's the most overrated Assassin's Creed game. Even though I love the world of Greek mythology and this story and stuff, because it's funny what my number 1 is. But this is one of my least favorites. It's interesting, but it's just how I play games. Visuals, great. The action, badass. Character, cool. The story, boring as fuck. And yeah, it's overly long. And if the game was intriguing and thought-provoking and profound, I would have probably loved the long gameplay. But this one is, kind of hit it and quit it kind of game. So not a fan. Number 6, Rogue, a game people not really a fan of. I think it's kind of cool. I think it's a different take to take the Assassin's Creed story. It's a lot more political and profound and stuff. Like if you're a good history major, I think you'll love Assassin's Creed Rogue the most and stuff. The way they deal with some of the, history changing and stuff. It's pretty cool. It's a unique game. Number 5 is Assassin's Creed 3, the last of the Ezio trilogy. I think he carried this franchise a lot, and his story and the adventures he goes on and stuff is a lot more intriguing. The way it tackles into the past world and the future world is so cool. The way they tie in fantasy and science fiction together is pretty great. The third one is probably the weakest out of the original trilogy, but still a very good game. Number 4 is the first one. The first one is probably the most irritating one to me because I think it's one of the hardest ones out of all of the Assassin's Creed games. I think this is the third game I ever bought for the PS3. First one I ever bought was Force Unleashed, then Uncharted, the first one, and then Assassin's Creed. I beat those 2 games easily because I had fun with them. Then I played Assassin's Creed and I quit it after like a couple of days of playing it. Then I played it years and years later and found it a little more easy, but still very challenging. It's probably I'll stand by it's probably the hardest Assassin's Creed game, but still a very engaging story. It's the movie is a adaptation of the first game, and my God, don't watch that movie. Please don't watch that movie. I love Fassbender, but my God, that's just embarrassing. But great game, great gameplay. It's very enjoyable. It's not dated really, and it came out a long time ago. It came out nearly 12 years ago, and it still looks good, and the characters are still very enjoyable, and I love it. I think it's a great game. Number 3 is Black Flag. Pirates. Arr! I love a good pirate game, even though I barely played any pirate game, so I gotta, take what I can get. So Assassin's Creed is probably the best pirate game I've ever played, because I've never played Sea of Thieves. I know. But I'm not an Xbox player. I'm sorry, I'm not an Xbox player. PlayStation, what I'm representing right here for life, better than Xbox, PC, and even Jesus Christ himself. Black Flag, great game. It's just it's almost like that show Black Sails, but Assassin's Creed version of that show. It's very raw, it's very gritty. You get to steal treasure and stuff. It just everything you love about pirates and just R-rated and for mature pirates. That's what Assassin's Creed Black Flag is, and easily one of the best of the whole franchise. Number 2, Assassin's Creed 2, easiest platinum. That's probably the biggest. That's the biggest seller right there. You want a good platinum trophy? Play Assassin's Creed 2. But Assassin's Creed 2 is a great game. It takes place more in like the medieval age and stuff with the knights and stuff. It tackles religious themes pretty cleverly, and the gameplay is a lot more quicker and more fast paced because the first one is more building on the story and characters. The second one just gets right fucking into it, and it's fun. It's a fun time. It's a fucking wicked time. It's a great platinum. It's about a 35-hour platinum. It's fucking worth it though, and yeah, and it's probably the best story of the Ezio trilogy. So Assassin's Creed 2. Number 1, Odyssey. Number 1, Odyssey, best one so far. I'm still playing it right now. I'm 34 hours of gameplay into it, and I'm not even fucking close to being done. I have a friend who's 110 hours in the gameplay. He still hasn't finished this fucking game. And like I said with Origins, when a game's too long and you're not interested, it's fucking painful. But when a game's long and you're intrigued with the story, you love the world building, the visuals, and just you love everything about the game, you love it. And it's just, you want to play it nonstop. That's what Odyssey is to me. I think Origins is an overrated game, but I think Odyssey is a fantastic game. It's a pretty praised film. A lot of critics loved it. IGN loved it. A lot of people gave it 5 out of 5 stars. It's a great game. I love the game. I love the characters. I love Greek mythology. Greek mythology is one of my favorite things. It was one of my favorite things to study in school and stuff when I was in English and stuff. I love everything about the gods and the Spartans, the Athenians, the Romans, all that stuff. Everything in the mythology and the mythos of Greece. It's just such a great. I love a lot of movies about it, television shows, and I love a whole video game about it. And Assassin's Creed Odyssey is probably the best thing I've seen about Greek mythology. It's fantastic. Haven't even beaten the game, but I'm still loving it every second of it, and I think it's the best Assassin's Creed game in this guy's opinion. So yeah, that was my ranking of a handful of the Assassin's Creed games. I didn't do all of them because I haven't played all of them, and I don't know what person has played all of them. I guess the diehard fans, but I guess that's not me. But that was my ranking of them all, and if you didn't agree with it, give me your thoughts and opinions. What's your favorite? What's your least favorite? If you've played all of them, give me a huge list of your least favorite to your favorite of all the Assassin's Creed games. Give me your thoughts and opinions. Comment below and let me know. And as always, if you like this video, please subscribe to the channel and join the dark side.